Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about the icon maker that's included in Survival Game Kit 2.0. To use the icon maker, we just need to go to the maps folder and open up the icon maker map. And the icon maker is basically used to take images of the items for the icons in the UI. Most of the icons in the kit I made using this, so that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with it. If you're making an item that's say very long or wide, you may have to still export the image we take in here to something like Photoshop or GIMP to resize it, or make any adjustments that you need. But I'll be showing you how to take images of items using the icon maker now. So first thing we need to do is go to our textures folder, then to icon renders, and you can see we've got the preview and the render. So we're going to open up the preview, and yours might look like this. So we click the view and untick alpha, and you see I'm going to just hold, you can just scroll wheel to make this bigger. But this is basically the preview of our icon. So our water bottle is a bit big. So to change our mesh and adjust it and move its position, we just select the mesh component here, and I can move it about, and I can rescale it. A quick tip is you can't really move the icon in this distance. It doesn't make any changes. So you just want to scale it if you want to make it bigger or smaller, like that. You can rotate it, and you can move it up or down and left or right. So we can sort of get that position nicely. We can change the mesh if you want to. We can change it to something like there you go, the wood's quite big. But if I rotate this, move it down, maybe make it a bit smaller, you can see that I've now got my stump here. And I can position it. So say I'm now ready to take my image. Something we need to do is first is our image size. So you can set this in the X and the Y. Something to keep in mind is this has to be a multiple of, I think it's a multiple of 512. I will write down a list in the documentation what these sizes are, but if you don't follow those sizes, you won't be able to render out the image. This is an engine limitation. I can't change anything about it. It's a little bit annoying. But this is where, as I mentioned earlier, depending on the size of your item in the inventory, you might need to take the image in here and then export it. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep mine as 128 by 128. As a side note, by default, a 1 by 1 item slot is 64 by 64. So if your item, say your tree stump item, you wanted it to take up one slot, then you would set this to 64 by 64, and 128 by 128 is good if your item takes up 2 slots in width and 2 slots in height. Again, if your item's super long or super wide, you may have to sort of do your best sort of size that you can in here, and then change it in a photo editing program. But so the next step to get ready to render this is we'll open up our render down here, the icon maker render, and you need to make sure that its size in the X and Y are the same as our preview. You don't want to touch anything else. They're already set up to work properly with the colors and all of that. So, but you can see this is our preview, but our render hasn't updated yet. So what we can do is we'll drag this down here. And with the icon maker selected, hit the top one here that says self, and we're going to select, quickly, you can set the texture name, so I can call this stump underscore invent icon, and I can hit bake to render texture, and you'll see that it's updated it in here. And if I minimize this, we've actually got our icon here. And this is a normal texture, as if you imported it into the engine. You can use this in the item list. You can also, which is really cool, you can right click and select asset actions and export it, and export as a TGA. So you can then import it to like Photoshop or GIMP or something like that. for editing. So that's pretty much it for the icon maker. Everything else is fairly self-explanatory. You can select I've got 2 directional lights in here just to sort of give it a bit more brightness, but you can delete these. Well, you can delete that one. You can adjust the sort of brightness. You can move the mesh around. As a side note, you can set a skeletal mesh here as well if you want, but by default it's just using the static mesh. Again, you've got a skylight you can adjust as well. But yeah, you can adjust this as much as you like, and you'll see the update in real time here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I will put the sizes for the X and Y sizes that you can use. That will be in the documentation, so you can check that out. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.